In the last episode, we went ahead and made the Flux Networks mod for wireless power, and we also happened to automate inferium all the way using the FTB power pots down here underneath our storage area. We also happened to automate the insanium as well, which is freaking amazing. Anyways, for today's episode, I want to kind of do a few little things to help us out in the long run, aka maybe make a refined storage system, get a better smelter, for example, so that way we're not using these very vanilla furnaces. So there's a lot still to do today. So with that being said, let's jump right into it. And the first thing that I want to go ahead and make today is the red matter furnace, which is going to cost us 10 million EMC. Not too terrible. It's just going to be a furnace surrounded by some dark matter, and then I believe upgraded with red matter as well. And the fact that we can just grab blocks of red matter without having to worry about it, which is hilarious. By the way, I haven't really checked up on our EMC generation since the start of the last episode, and I'm pretty sure we got a few red matter blocks just kicking it, ready for us to dump into our system. Now we're up to 1.53 billion EMC, which is not terrible in the slightest, right? Now that we have a red matter furnace, that's going to make things way more easier to go ahead and smelt, and it's also going to be far more quicker, and we're not going to be waiting around for things to smelt now because we have the red matter furnace, which makes me feel all that much better. So today we're going to be using this a lot, right? Because refined storage does indeed kind of have a few bits and bobs that we're going to go ahead and need to smelt up. For example, all the raw processors need to be smelted up, and I believe a few other things may need to be smelted up, like silicon, and I don't think processing binders do. Get the silicon. I think silicon is going to be straight enough forward. Yeah, we can either, no wait, that's the wrong thing. Silicon can come from the stonework material factory, or just straight up smelting nether quartz, which is pretty poggers. Go ahead and drop that in there. This is going to be hopefully the right silicon, if I remember correctly. I don't remember which silicon's the right one or not. And then you're going to want some of those binding processors, which are going to require string and some slime, and we've already gone over how to make slime. You just go ahead and put your witch water and some mushrooms, and you should be good to go. There we go. The processor binders, we're gonna need a lot of those today. And then that's done. We're gonna want this bad boy. Oh, it's not the right silicon, I don't think. This might give me a hard time. Yeah, of course it is. It's not the right silicon. It really wants this specific silicon from refined storage, which honestly is not that bad because we can get that from making the silicon seeds, which I believe we can use this for as well. Okay, cool. We just need to take our current silicon, the one that we currently have, and then convert that into that silicon, which isn't going to be that hard. And it does look like we have to switch the silicon really quickly. Bam, bam, boom. What I'm going to go ahead and do is unteach this silicon from the table, so that way we don't get confused when we go to craft other things in the future using said silicon. So that way, you know, we won't have that much of a hard time, right? Which is honestly beneficial. So we'll go ahead and teach this, all of these to the system. I know that we probably really don't need to at this point. That's fine. Go ahead and put all those in there. I put silicon in there. Wait, what? Why aren't you cooking? Weird. That was definitely a strange one. Go ahead and do that. I just retaught it. God damn it. Why did I just do that? Unteach it. Get rid of it. Delete it. Fork it. Thanos it, do something with it. Don't put it in there, please. And then go ahead and teach these things to this EMC table. We are going to need 2 of these. We're going to want glowstone and I believe nether quartz for the other cores. So the construction core and the annihilation core both need these things. Bam, bam, boom. All right, so now that we have the basis of refined storage down, we should be able to easily make ourselves what we need. I think it's 3 to 1 for the quartz enriched iron. It might be the other way around. It might be 1 to 3. Yeah, it's 1 to 3. So it's this way around. I always forget that. I always think it's 3 nether quartz. It's always 3 iron to 1 nether quartz is the recipe. Go ahead and grab a stack of that because we're going to go ahead and need that to craft up many other things like the machine chassis for this mod, which is going to go ahead and need a piece of stone. I believe any stone will do in the middle. There you go. There's your machine chassis. And I believe we need diamond or processors. Yeah, let's go ahead and get a few stacks of each of these to go in the system. Don't you worry, we got plenty of EMC. Let's go ahead and get more of those machine chassis while we're at it. We're gonna need a few things. We're gonna go ahead and need one of these. We're gonna go ahead and need a crafting grid of some kind. We're gonna go ahead and need a drive bay, a crafter at some point, a crafting and a crafter. We're gonna want a drive. We're gonna want a pattern grid. That's going to be simple enough. Is there anything else? Oh yeah, and a 64k storage component for now. That is going to be everything that we're going to need to go ahead and craft, starting with the grid. The grid is probably going to be the most easiest one here. We did forget a few things. A few of these would be nice to have. Pretty soon we won't be using this system anymore, which will be super nice. Okay, a lot of this can go back into the EMC table. We don't really need to keep it on us. Go ahead and craft our first grid. Go ahead and teach that because grids are really annoying to craft. Crafting table will have to do the trick. Crafting grid is now done. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a basic pattern grid. Can't do that quite yet. We're gonna need some basic patterns, which is gonna need some glass. We don't have glass in our system for some reason. That's fine. Go ahead and do so like so. Go ahead and get yourself some patterns. That's good enough. And then use that to craft your pattern grid. That's the wrong thing. Use this to craft your pattern grid. I don't have a grid on me. That's annoying. Grid. Make sure it's a grid, not a crafting grid. Get your grid. Oh my god, misclicking all over the place. Grid. A disk drive would be nice to have. Easy enough. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. See what I mean by like EMC is just, it's so incredibly easy. It makes packs incredibly easy once you get it right, and it's really not that challenging now that we have the project D table, right? It makes it like almost everything trivial, it feels like. There we go. That's literally all of refined storage except for the 64k, which we're about to have in like 2 seconds. It's really easy to craft. We're gonna need silicon. Let me get some more silicon on hand. Get all that silicon like so. You know, 1k, easy. Each it, grab a stack of it. Technically you don't need to grab a stack, but you know, each their own. And then a 4k. I think I grabbed just the right amount of stuff as well, which is pretty nice. And then that 4k turns into a 16k, and then that 16k turns into a 64k, and then you turn that bad boy into basically a 64k unit. Bob's your uncle, Fanny. You're now basically ready for refined storage. Basically now I can just basically say, hey, break this down. We don't need this anymore. Put the controller in the ground. Put your disk drive here. That's not your disk drive. That's the opposite. Your disk drive right here. And then put your crafting grid, not here, not there, but right here. And then here. And this is your basically your basic system, right? And then all we have to do is run some power to the controller. Like so. Go ahead and do that. Run some power to that. That's all she wrote. Like, that's all we have to do now. Put those in there. And if we want to do some crafting, go ahead and put that there. We're going to upgrade that, don't you worry. But for right now, we really don't need that to be upgraded. All I have to really do now at this point is say, hey, give me some 64k drives like so, and drop them all in here. And now we can store 512,000 items just right in here. And it's really that simple. Now, the last thing that we need to do really quickly is just say, hey, we want to make a external storage bus. Basically, well, we're gonna need a few other things from refined storage. For example, like the, the importers, exporters, things like that. Those are just trivial things. Those are really easy things to make, right? And I just need a few chests. Now that we have this, life is going to be 20 times more easier, I feel, playing this mod pack. And it's not going to even be that hard at all anymore, right? Exporter and importer. I don't think we're going to really need the importer as much, but we could use the importer at some point. Importer, exporter, get those done. We'll probably want speed upgrades and stack upgrades are kind of the fancy around here now. Go to make that. What do I need for speed upgrades? I just need 3 sugar. Sugar, easy. Again, a lot of it is just now just like throwing stuff into the ME system now. That simple and that easy. Give me stack upgrades like so. I need 3 more speed upgrades, and literally just like that, that's literally most of refined storage done. That was fairly quick. That was like literally everything done in nearly 15 minutes. Not even that bad, right? How did my cow get down here? Huh? How did our cow get down here? Here is the plan. I think the next thing that I want to work on is power storage for all of this power that we're generating currently, that is currently just sitting inside of that solar array. I think the best way to do so is to get into draconic evolution, which is going to have us needing to make draconic evolution crops. So we're going to go ahead and get the draconium and awaken draconium seeds. And to go ahead and do so, we're going to need some of that red stuff. That's right, the red boy. I don't know why I just grabbed that out of there. Just remembering now that yeah, we can just go ahead and say, hey, insanium, perfect. We have 1,000 of it. Good. Give me 4 of those. We're gonna need some of that draconic dust, and we're gonna go ahead and turn that into ingots like so. And that should be everything that we need to go ahead and make the draconium seeds. Now I'm really hoping that if I put this on insanium farmland, I'll go ahead and be able to get extra seeds. I don't know how that works for the power pots. I'm not entirely sure if it works that way with the power pots, but I'm gonna goddamn try. And it does look like we get extra seeds from the power pot, which is so nice. Thankfully, we can get extra seeds from the power pot. I have changed my mind on how I want to do this downstairs. I think I want to change it for the ender chest. That might be, wait a minute, do we not have ender chests? Wait a second, we don't have ender chests. Oh no, I guess I was wrong. I guess I'm gonna have to go back to diamond chests. And just like that, we have draconium coming flying in like a pepper on a stick. So all we have to do now is say, hey, get ourselves a nice little dirty little crafter and say, hey, go ahead and find us the draconium essence, which is right there. We're gonna go ahead and say, hey, 3 of these. We're actually gonna do this. Oh no, wait, we're gonna want this side, I think, because this drawer is empty here. So if I go ahead and say, hey, take this, and then you're gonna get yourself this guy. You're gonna go ahead and tell this guy, hey, pull out of here at an extreme rate. Take all your draconium essence, teach it how to make draconium ingots like so, export it like so, and we will be right back. And that is how you make a draconium farm, just like so. And I believe if I also say, hey, do this, pull out of here, do that, fill the drawer that's right next to the draconium essence like so, we should start to see. I put it on the one above it. That's my bad. Whoopsie. Let me get a key and try to like somehow get that to behave itself without messing it up somehow. The drawer below it, fill that, and now that should be crafting at a astounding rate. That's on slow mode. I have filled it up already. Well, that's not great. That is terrible, but that's okay because we can go ahead and get some storage upgrades like so and fill this up to that many. That should be good. And then we should probably start voiding after that. We probably won't need that much draconium, but we'll probably get to that point at some point. And we are already out of essence, but we are flying up that rank like it's no one's business. And that's going to allow us to now get into draconic evolution, which is pretty darn good because we want to go ahead and make the awakened seed, which is going to go ahead and need awakened draconium, which is going to require us to make the, I believe, the infusion altar for this. Yes, infusion crafter, which is going to require one of these and wyvern tier energy injectors, which are another whole ball game. So if we look at draconic and then we look at the infuser, yeah, they're called injectors. So we're gonna need a few things for this. We're gonna need draconic cores, and guess who can make unlimited draconic cores? This guy, assuming that we can get ourselves some diamonds and gold and whatnot put into the system. Now with all the materials, we can go ahead and make the 14 or so crafting injectors that we're going to go ahead and need to get the infusion altar up and running. Now it is requesting some iron blocks. There we go. Let's go ahead and make 14 of these bad boys. Excuse me. Oh, they're still in our inventory. Go ahead and make 14 of these, and we are going to need a spot to put this. I guess we can do it over here. Now with our little draconic area built, we should be able to say, hey, let me grab the fusion crafter. I didn't make the fusion thingy mabobber. This thing, the fusion crafting majogger. I go to make 4 of those bad boys. Easy enough. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Go ahead and make one of these infusion crafting cores. Put this directly in the center. Go ahead and put 1 block away, or even 2 blocks away if you would like. Put down all of your fusion injectors like so, in any configuration pattern you would like. That is good enough. There we go. We could also do 1 on this side as well, so 1 and 2. Would you look at how nice and neat that looks? Perfect. I think though I am going to save that for next episode, so that way you guys get a little taste of it in this episode, but not quite, you know. Okay, looking at that, after looking at that, I think we should probably look at the creative chest and see what we should be working on or moving towards, so that way we can make progress. Draconium we can do now. We can do that. We can actually make the draconium chest right now. It's actually very straightforward and simple. The creative storage upgrade is also, well, sort of straightforward. We're gonna make the creative essences and a few other things. You know, we probably should at some point take a look at the Awa mod, because that one's gonna be a bit of a grind to get through. Thinking after we build our energy storage, that should be our next mod that we take adventure into. There's gonna be a few things that we're gonna need to prep for that. Of course, there is, I believe, a few seeds that we need from Hawa. There's the uraninite, and then there's all the blazing crystal seeds. You have the niotic crystal seeds, the nitro seeds that we're gonna have to make, and there's one more tier before blazing crystal, and I can't remember the name of it. Spirited, that's what it's called, the spirited seeds. We'll have to go ahead and make the spirited essence as well. Guess we can start working on this now. It looks like there's going to be 3 tier 5s and 1 tier 4 and then 1 tier 6. So we're gonna have to make a few adjustments. Inferium, all right, we don't have any. You know what, the first thing that we should do is upgrade our crafter. I just remembered this. We should upgrade our crafter. I believe we can indeed upgrade these. Yeah, we can make the iron crafter, and then we make the, oh, that's right, there's another type of processing unit that we have to go and make to upgrade this further, which is the neutral processing, which needs neutral neural processors, which look fairly simple. Yeah, they look fairly simple and aren't that bad to make, at least from what I'm seeing here. I'm gonna put all that away. So the neutral, I think there's 1 more as well. Like, I should have taught that. That's my bad. I did not mean to do that. And I'm pretty sure there's 1 more tier above that, and it's like the withering tier or something or another. Give me 4 of those, and then we need a crafter. So if we take that and teach that, and I'm pretty sure this is where we're gonna probably see the withering. Not quite, but that's fine. We can make 4 diamond blocks. That shouldn't be too terrible to make. I think this is where we're gonna see it. Maybe not, but 4 netherite blocks, pretty expensive. I'm gonna be honest, all of that for a crafter I am down for. And also this crafter is super fast as well, which is gonna make it even better. Look at how big the netherite crafter is. I did not mean to put it there. The netherite crafter is massive compared to the normal crafter. We could also put some speed upgrades in there as well to make it even faster. Yeah, this thing is the real biz, I swear. Now with with this netherite crafter, what we can do is take our insanium and craft it down like so using this technique. So that will make that, and to make that we can say, hey, downcraft from that, you're gonna need this, which is gonna need to be crafted with that. To make this, you're gonna need this, which can be downcrafted from that, and so on and so forth. And then we put these in the netherite crafter and be like, hey, if we want to say like premium times 12, for example, it's gonna craft 3 of those, which look like that. We want literally 4 inferium, like so. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's gonna say, okay, that's gonna be 1 of those. Like, it's so simple and easy to just set these things up, which is great and all, right? We want that. And then we're gonna want 4 of these as well for the next tier seed as well, the nitro crystal seeds, which, yeah, I guess we can probably start getting into power if we really wanted to. We are going to need to set up a wireless network from refined storage if we're going to need to do courting, for example, to get a bunch of prosperity shard. So I think that should be our next point of action. Wireless at refined. I'm pretty sure there's gotta be, oh, it's called a, not wireless, it's called network receiver and transmitter. Yeah, we're gonna need one of these bad boys and a network transmitter, as well as a network card. This is just so when we decide to set up a quarry system, eventually we're gonna want to do that, because we're gonna need a crap ton of prosperity that we can go ahead and get that system easily set up without having to worry too much. We'll go ahead and set up something like so. Get some paper tot, good enough for me, and a fully wireless network is in place when we need it, when we go ahead and go and get all the prosperity shards that we're gonna need. By the way, we're up to almost 1,000 stacks of draconium in just that little time. I mean, to be fair, we are almost at 28 stacks of insanium, which is dummy Braxton OP. Like, we're going up very, 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 very quickly on those items, which is pretty good. Unfortunately, guys, we're out of time for today's episode. So with that being said, if you guys did enjoy today's episode, please do me a huge favor, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, ding on that notification bell, become part of the Hunterx tribe. As always, guys, I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna leave you till next time. Bye bye.